Hey, it's Monday, May the 15th, and I'm certified health coach Susan Zartman with Take Shape for Life, soon to be Optavia. And tonight we're talking about the catalyst to reaching a healthy weight. And yes, I know that you can't see my face right now. I want to see my shirt. It's all about stop, challenge, choose. And we're going to do that tonight of learning how to eat healthy and grow in there. Hey, Janet, how you doing? So Janet's joining us here. But anyway, we'll be covering chapter 7 of Dr. A's Habits of Health book. And we've been doing this for a few weeks now, doing a different chapter each week. Last week, we were reviewing some of the basics about how a blueprint for losing weight. And our goal isn't just weight loss, it is to be optimally healthy. And for most of us, that includes losing some weight to start with. And one of the tools we talked about just slightly last week was about preparing your journal. And let's see if we can unmute here. And doing a journal is actually a great idea, and it helps you to go from mindless to mindful. So whether you're just starting your journey or you're partway along, starting a journal could be something that would be a helpful tool. And in there you can track your daily intake, your thoughts, your successes and failures, and it helps you learn what works and what you're struggling with. And whether you choose a fancy journal, a simple spiral notebook, or you do a blog, you can make sure you carry it with you and write in it daily. And here's some suggestions. On the first page, place your before picture. This is your current reality. It's where you are now, not where you're going to stay. And then on the second page, write down your goal and the secondary choices that support that goal. And a few weeks ago, we talked all about that in developing structural tension. So if your weight is here, and where you want to be is up here, then there's just little steps between. You're going to do things like, hey, eating 6 small balanced meals per day, getting healthy sleep, drinking at least 64 ounces of water, with the goal being more than that for most of us, and getting some healthy movement in, and all those things, very quantifiable. How much are you going to be doing, and by when are you going to achieve those goals? We talked some about goal setting in previous weeks too, so feel free to go back and check those out if you haven't caught them. And then on the next page, or actually the first page for each week, write down a goal for the week, such as I will eat a small, low-fat meal every 3 hours, or I will wear my pedometer and take 5,000 extra steps every day this week. And give yourself a reward for reaching your weekly goal. It could be a fitness magazine, a book, take yourself to the movies, or buy some running shoes. And then each week, things to enter will be the times that you eat, the foods that you eat, how much water you drink, any learning experiences, the types of exercise you're enjoying, the amount of weight you lost that week, how you feel before and after you eat, and better choices for the next time, if applicable. So we're always making choices, and there's always room for improvement. So anyway, let's go on to chapter 7. And I think I got you unmuted, Janet. Are you there? Can you talk? I don't hear you, but anyway, feel free to chime in anytime if you do, and I won't ignore you, but if I'm not hearing anything right now, I may not be connected. But anyway, so chapter 7, he's talking about a system he's going to be outlining. It's the most effective way in helping people who need to lose a lot of weight. That was me. 3 years ago, I weighed in over 300 pounds, and since being introduced to our program in about 1.5 years, I lost 137 pounds, and I am totally a changed woman here, and it's been so exciting to help others, but it works, and it's so doable. And yeah, most of us, when we start, you feel a little skeptical. You know, most of us have tried all kinds of things, and some things work and some things don't. And so anyway, if you're skeptical, give it a try. What do you got to lose? But a lot of weight and gaining a lot of health. So anyway, one of the tools that we use for our program are called fuelings. So we want to fuel our body. You know, if you had a really fine, expensive race car, you wouldn't just take it and put any old kind of gasoline. You'd be sure that you got the most high performance and the right things. If it told you needed to have unleaded, you'd be sure you used unleaded in that car. And you know what? You're much more valuable than a race car. So why do we put those things in our body that aren't helpful and that aren't nutritious? So the goal really is to be mindful and to really give our body what it needs to function at its optimal so we can win the race. And back in the 70s, things that they called portion-controlled meal replacements or fuelings were first developed. And they were originally created to spur weight loss in extremely obese, high-risk patients. But these fuelings provided specific combinations of nutrients in small dose-controlled portions that protect your lean muscle while burning fat. There are some programs out there that you do that, yeah, you may lose weight, but it's also eating your muscles. And you know what? Your heart's a muscle. And I'm not sure if your brain's a muscle or an organ. But anyway, you don't want to lose any of those important things. So that's why it's very important to be able to protect that lean muscle. And the goal is to burn fat, because who wants to keep the fat? But the patients in those days received all their nutrients from these packets. Sometimes they took it as few as 300 calories a day. They were extremely efficient at helping patients lose weight, but they came under a lot of criticism, particularly when used long-term. Medical experts complained that those early portion-control meal replacements, they didn't teach people healthy eating habits, and patients found them expensive and restrictive. Fast forward to today, medically proven low-calorie portion-controlled meal replacements have undergone significant improvement. You know what? I think they're on the verge of becoming an overnight sensation, or at least an integral part of many of our lives. They've certainly become an integral part of mine because they're a powerful tool. They're not as a complete diet, not in and of themselves, but as part of a comprehensive approach to healthy eating, and one that's coming in the nick of time. Our fast-paced society puts tremendous pressures on us, and as a result, we're facing a deterioration in our health that isn't sustainable. And Dr. A says he realizes that these portion control meal replacements won't do the trick alone. But as he's already discussed, isolated weight control strategies that don't address the whole person and his or her unhealthy lifestyle, they're universally unsuccessful. 85% of people that lose weight on a diet put it back on within 2 years. And with our program, we are beating that statistic. And they don't have anything specific yet. They're doing some research on that. But man, we just hear hundreds and thousands of people that kept it off for years. And hey, that's my goal. And that's why I became a health coach. People that are helping others on the journey have a 5-time greater chance of keeping their weight off. And hey, I'm determined. I'm not going back to that old Susan who was miserable and tired and hurt to walk. Anyway, a comprehensive approach that includes lifestyle change and proper support, on the other hand, when orchestrated correctly, is extremely effective in sustaining long-term health. And that's the other thing with our program is we've got a great community of people. So we have times where you can get together in person or things on Zoom calls. Hey, everybody's welcome to come and be part of this call live. We've got secret Facebook groups you can be a part of. They're just all great ways to get support, and not just while you're in the weight loss journey, but for life. And so anyway, he says more than ever, today we need an easy, straightforward approach to healthy eating and energy management, a catalyst to get the ball rolling. Or just to use another metaphor, think of yourself as a jet on a runway. Takeoff requires a huge amount of energy, but once you've reached your cruising altitude, you can settle down into a comfortable rhythm. Meal replacements will help you get past those first bumpy patches by minimizing the effort of planning meals and making a lot of choices at the beginning. And before you know it, you'll be cruising down the runway to health. And Dr. A's story was as a critical care physician, working as many as 110 hours some weeks, he was eating and living the habits of disease. He would be up at 5 a.m., grab a glass of high glycemic orange juice. Like many of you, he thought that was a healthy way to start his day. And off to the hospital. By 10 a.m., he was ravenous from hypoglycemia as a result of his sugar-laden OJ. So he'd satisfy those cravings by sneaking a piece of candy from a patient's nightstand. What with all those well-meaning relatives, he was never short on high glycemic ways to elevate his blood sugar enough to get through the next surgery. Boy, that's like somebody you'd want operating on you. Add in long hours, 10 p.m. dinners, poor sleep, not enough exercise, and soon he started gaining weight. 27 pounds nicely concealed by his drawstring scrubs, and he was heading down the path of disease. Finally, he decided to do something about it. But he realized that he had no idea of how to change his bad habits to healthy ones. He didn't really understand how to eat healthy. Besides, he had no time to cook. That's when he discovered these healthy fuelings. And thankfully, they helped him to lose those extra 27 pounds. And now he's been at that healthy weight for, let me see, it would have been 15 years. And he gets 8 hours of sleep a night, and he's got plenty of time to spend with family and friends. And whether it's in the format of those medically formulated fuelings or whole foods, he eats a low glycemic menu every day. He's gotten pretty good at picking healthy foods both at home and when he's eating out. But hey, when he's on the road or he's busy or just feeling lazy, those fuelings are so handy. Grabbing a meal replacement helps him to ensure that he's eating a little something every 3 hours. Best of all, his professional focus has gone from keeping unhealthy people alive to creating healthy lives. And he's spending his days now finding better ways to help people reach a healthy weight and learn habits that support great health. I sure am thankful for Dr. A and that he took that jump and invested his time and talents to learn about these. And today's fuelings, they're a whole new ballgame than when they were first developed. Some of the benefits, they're cost effective. Because you'll be replacing most of your groceries and snacks with the fuelings, you'll be spending the same or even less than you are now on food. They offer plenty of variety. Today's fuelings help you fight taste fatigue with lots of great tasting flavor options. I think we currently have about 100 different options. So there's all kinds of things. And I think they taste great. And they help you to control calories. The new technologies have developed advanced medically formulated fuelings with the nutritional footprint to keep you in a fat-burning state while protecting muscle. And a lot of our fuelings now, they are all natural. So there's nothing from artificial sources. They have vitamins and minerals in them. A lot of them have a great probiotic. And some of them have vitamin D, which is great for those of us in Ohio that don't get much sunshine. And in our chaotic lives, we rarely find time to plan meals. In fact, most of us don't even think about fueling our bodies until we're hungry and hypoglycemic. That's a mentality that's given rise to the fast food phenomenon. It's $129 billion a year business. And that was back in, I think, 2008 when this book was written. So it's way beyond that now. Excuse me. If you were driving across the desert, you would definitely fuel your car before you started, and you'd probably give at least some thought to where the next gas station was located. But I'll bet you start your day in a hurry by skipping breakfast, or worse, grabbing a donut and coffee. Then, just at the moment your body's screaming for food, the fast food industry steps in with the sights, smells, and convenience that leads to bad decisions. Sadly, those unhealthy fast food fueling stations aren't going away anytime soon. So that's why it's really important to find healthy alternatives that are convenient, readily available, and that support the habits of health. So think of these fuelings, these portion control meal replacements that we create from our company as a safety net to protect you from nutritional pollution. They give your body what it needs to fuel itself when hunger strikes and you don't have time for a sit-down prepared meal. They're portable for convenience. They're sealed for safety. They're individually packaged for reliable portion control. And they taste good. Today's fuelings come in an abundant variety and textures tailored for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And they'll provide a balance of high-quality protein and complex carbs, along with 24 vitamins and minerals to help your body and help you feel full and satisfied. This is pretty cool. These aren't very big, and you look at me and go, oh my gosh, how's that going to ever keep me going? But once you get into the state of fat burn, you're eating these little things, and your cravings aren't there. You're not hungry. It's pretty amazing. And anyway, it's a good thing. And Dr. A is going to help us develop a complete eating strategy that will support us the rest of our lives, including advice on how to choose groceries, select from a restaurant menu, and to cook quick, low glycemic meals. But these fuelings can give you just the boost you need to get started on your journey to permanent weight loss. And let's see here. Of course, it's really important to be picking really high quality, low calorie, medically formulated fuelings. And he talks about soy being an excellent choice for the protein. It's a highly digestible primary protein, and soy is a rich source of calcium, zinc, iron, phosphorus, magnesium, B vitamins, omega-3, and fiber. And anyway, he's got some other things in there. There's some good studies about soy. I know it's been kind of controversial for some people, but doctors and prestigious universities and research, a lot of those things have been taken out of context. There's very few people that doesn't work really well. Anyway, I wanted to share this screen here with you. This is the diagram that's on page 76 of the book. And it's your phase or your eating pattern, your phase 1 eating pattern. And remember your old friend, the insulin glucose response curve? Well, this is what it looks like when you're eating fuelings. The ones that we looked at last week, it would show you when you started here, and the line that would be here when you would eat would spike way up, and then it would come down below the base glucose line. And then you go and you would eat, hey, something for the middle snack in the morning, and go back up. And you're just doing this huge rises and drops of the insulin and blood glucose. And that's really tough on your body. And the other way, now when you eat these fuelings and you're eating every 2 to 3 hours here, it's giving you a steady dose of low glycemic foods. And it helps to stabilize your blood sugar and keeps your insulin level in control. And this will help you fuel your body throughout the day with one fueling every 3 hours. And then a healthy meal in the late evening or any time in the day. You can have your, what we call a lean and green meal anytime. But it just kind of keeps you going on a nice steady pace there. And the great thing when you've got a balanced blood sugars, you feel good. You've got great energy. People report sleeping so much better. And the great side effect is, hey, you lose weight. And that's what a lot of people are looking for. So anyway, that's a great plan. It's something that it's not just for the weight loss thing. It is a lifelong pattern that you want to keep going. And let's see here. And the other thing that's nice about these is you don't have to think about calories. You don't have to count points. You don't have to worry about nutritional content or the glycemic index. That's what makes it so simple. It's an intelligent system that provides the nutritional footprint, portion control, low glycemic ingredients, and reduced calories that you need to optimize your body, creating a safe, healthy environment for fat burning while protecting precious muscle mass. And let's see here. And on page 78, he talks about shopping for your lean and green. The lean and green is the one meal that, for most people on our program, they do a 5-in-1, where they're eating 5 of the fuelings from our company. And then the one meal a day is our lean and green. And, you know, it's a really very little you have to do for preparation. And your shopping list basically just include things from these 4 major food groups: lean protein, healthy fats and oils, green vegetables and salad, and healthy snacks and condiments. So when it comes to the lean proteins, it gives you a great chance to try out some new food sources, flavors, and recipes. And I know I've experimented with a lot of things since I've been doing our program. I didn't know that I'd like things like spaghetti squash lasagna. And I've eaten ground turkey a lot and things that they're really good. I've eaten more salmon than I've ever eaten in my life, and I love it. But this is from our Optavia guide. This shows you some of the different lean proteins, and he breaks them up into 3 categories. You've got the lean category down here, and that's usually going to be a 5-ounce cooked portion. And with that, it's got really the healthy fats are already built in, so you don't have to add any healthy fats when you're eating this in your day. It'd be things like salmon and tuna, or lean beef like steak, roast, or ground beef. It could be lamb or pork chops or tenderloins. A ground turkey that's 85 to 94% lean, chicken or turkey that's dark meat, or so there are meatless options too, like even 3 whole eggs. And then the leaner option, with that you get a 6-ounce cooked portion, and then you will add 1 healthy fat serving. And we'll talk about the healthy fats in a little bit here. But that would be like chicken breast or white meat without the skin. You know, ground turkey that's a little leaner, that's 95 to 97% lean. The light meated turkey, or meatless options like 2 whole eggs and 4 egg whites. And then up here you get some of your leanest options, and you get a 7-ounce portion of these leanest ones. And then because they're so lean, you're also going to be adding 2 healthy fat servings. So you have fish like orange roughy, groupie, mahi, tuna that's in water, or yellowfin steak, and wild catfish. This is like shrimp or lobster. You could do deer, buffalo, or elk. Or you could do ground turkey or other meat that's 98% lean. Or meatless options would be like 14 egg whites. Think you're going to be hungry eating that much? You actually get a lot more than you think in those kind of things. And in seafood, they show that 1 serving of fish a week may reduce your risk of fatal heart attack by 40%. So, hey, it's worth learning how to eat seafood if you don't already. Man, who wants to go through a heart attack? Not me. And let's see, there's all kinds of different things, and we'll help you as you go along. You get researchers to look those up and recipes that put things together for you too. And with those healthy fats, so that when you do need to have healthy fat servings, it's really important that you do have these included in your daily eating, because an adequate supply of fat helps your body to absorb fat-soluble vitamins, such as vitamins A, D, E, and K, and it contributes to gallbladder health. Fat also helps you lose weight by giving you a sense of fullness and adding texture to your meals. And a lot of the products over the years, I know the craze back a few years ago, everything was fat-free. Well, typically when they make it fat-free to make it taste good and get the right balance of things, they'll add sugar. And sugar's not what you want to have added either. So actually having a good balance, and everything in balance is what we're looking for. So we want to eliminate unhealthy fats while supplementing your diet with healthy omegas that can accelerate your journey toward optimal health. And I mean, some of those fats, I mean, there's all kinds of things there, but it could be a teaspoon of canola, flaxseed, walnut, or extra virgin olive oil, 5 black olives. Could be up to 2 tablespoons of low-carb salad dressing, a teaspoon of trans fat-free margarine, or it could be things like there are some nuts or avocado, and there's all kinds of options in there, so you can do things. And then the green part of our meal is going to be like green vegetables and salads. And he says, you know, he just doesn't believe that you could eat too many healthy fruits and vegetables, with very few exceptions, once you reach your healthy weight. During phase 1, however, he wants us to avoid fruit, which can be extremely high in carbs. And then when we're talking about vegetables during this phase, I got another little graphic here. I don't know if you read that, but it's a nutrient-dense, low-glycemic carbohydrates that support your health while you lose weight. And the darker green selections will give you more of the vitamins, and it breaks down. Well, it doesn't matter which of these, lower carb, moderate carb, or higher carb, but they're all options. And hey, it's a great chance to try some new things as well. And, you know, really, it couldn't be any simpler. But remember, it's a precise eating strategy that works best exactly as outlined. And that means for best results, you must confine yourself only to the foods on these lists. And we always talk about, like my teacher says, stop, challenge, choose. And we always have choices. But most of the time, some of the choices we make can slow up or stop our weight loss all the way. And you just have to keep our eye on a goal. And it's like, what is it that you really want? And hey, it's always your option in there. But we want to help you achieve your goals. And how long will you be in phase 1? It depends on how much weight you have to lose and how long you take to lose it. And so there's all kinds of ways we can help you determine what your goal is. And after you get past those first 3 weeks working in some movement, you have to start losing weight. You feel more like moving, and that's going to be healthy for you too. And then we kind of will go on that before you move on to phase 2 and learn how to be in maintenance. Things you want to kind of consider is like, have you identified and started to develop the fundamental habits of health that will keep the weight off, including proper motivation and choice? Have you reached your goal weight and BMI? Have you read and studied the healthy eating tips? That'll be in chapters 8 to 10. So we'll start studying those next week and learning, kind of planning ahead so we can get there. And then if you've been in phase 1, it talks more about the movement program, and that's in chapters 13 through 16. Feel free to look ahead. You don't have to wait until we get there, but definitely we can do those little things. And once you can answer yes to all those questions, then you'll be ready to transition into a life of achieving optimal health. And that's pretty much the main things that I get out of this. And hopefully these are helpful for you. Glad you were able to hop on this week, Janet. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon here. And then for next week, we'll be covering Chapter 8. And this is talking about Dr. A's healthy eating system. And it's going to be a low glycemic portion control approach to support optimal health. So we'll be moving beyond just the fuelings into some different ways you can put things together. So, hey, thanks for joining me, and good to learn together, and make it a great week. Bye-bye.